So yeah, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I needed to set up some stuff so I can work on the game later. Uh, Check if everything is up to date. But yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm finally able to work on this project on stream, which is exciting. So yeah, the basic summary of the whole project is, as the title already says, basically a Mega Man inspired game. And I have some concepts. I might show off some of it. You also already see some of it on the screen, like the title screen. But yeah, I don't know how to start this, to be honest. I'm in the middle of the project, but it's also like... I basically haven't talked about this too much before. I've done this as... Originally I wanted to do this on my own, but then, like, not on my own, but like on stream sooner as a separate project from everything else I'm working on right now. But like a university project I originally... By the way, I should probably switch the scene. Yeah, a university project I was originally working on kinda didn't work out that well, so I had to find an alternative, and it turns out this project was quite good for that. So yeah, I have been working on that for like the last 3-4 weeks. And it's just a weird project in a way, because of that. Like, we have rushed a lot to get it to a state where we can present it. But there's a lot I would like to fix still, and update and similar. We means me and Silic, who has been working mostly on the code so far. I would have liked to work more on the code, but we really didn't have the time to go through it that slowly. Because I'm not half as good, yeah. Half the animation engine needs a remake, because Silic had to rush it out. And again, I would have liked to work on the code myself as well, but it's just... I'm not as good as a coder as Silic is, and I wouldn't have gotten it done nearly as fast. And we just didn't have the time to make everything work that quickly. But yeah, that's the basic summary of everything, how this project came into existence, basically. But yeah, there's a lot of want to show off, a lot I need to show off later as well. Because there's a lot of concept art I made, but not all of it is yet usable yet. It's a whole different topic. But for now I would probably just show off what we have. One sec. Oh yeah, I showed this off another time, this sprite. But... Boop. Steam, please. Let me launch Godot real quick. Let me just find... Yeah. This is so far the backend. The stage is probably a bit more interesting. It's nothing too complicated right now. It's serviceable, but not quite as good as I would like it to be. But yeah, I can also run the project really quick. It doesn't have sound yet. I'm going to turn off the sound, like the song I'm currently playing, real quick just to show that, but it has sound effects, but not... It sure has sound effects. Is this the right window? No. Just one sec, I need to... find it really quick. This needs a bit set up. I haven't done some game dev stuff in a while, like on stream. That should be it. Yeah. Just need to shrink it to size. Yeah. Something like this. But yeah, the basic game loop is pretty simple. Nothing out of the ordinary. At the moment I'm using very retro sounding sound effects. I'm not quite happy with some of them, but... I also think I should rework the sword a bit, just so it has more range, but... But yeah, you can dash, which gives you immunity against projectiles, which... this enemy still doesn't fire projectiles for some reason. Which is weird because it used to work, but that's one of the things we'll have to look into. But yeah, it's at the moment not too complicated. I like that the background changes at the end, but I'm not quite happy with the background yet either. I will have to give it more shapes, basically. At the moment it's all just squares, and it's... yeah, the boss fight has actually boss music, which I actually composed myself. I'm pretty happy with that. And missiles drop health, so you can heal during the fight. For some reason the AI sometimes breaks of the boss fight at the moment, and I'm not quite sure why. But yeah, that's at the moment everything. It's not much. You see that much. It's enough for, you know, a unit project, but... also, it just freezes at the end, and I don't know why that happens. We'll figure that one out. So yeah, that's basic project at the moment. It's... I wouldn't say it's yet at a point where I would present it, like, in the sense of, it's enough for a uni project, but not necessarily for a proper game demo. And there's a lot of things that need to be done before I think it's usable as a game demo, but I like where it is going so far, like where we got it so far already, especially in the amount of time we spend on it. But it could definitely be further. So priorities at the moment for me are next to bug fixes, which probably Silic will handle. More importantly, what I want to do is flesh out the opening stage more, because at the moment it's fine. It does some neat things, but isn't quite fleshed out yet enough where I would say that's a good tutorial slash first stage slash story introduction. Because that's also a thing ow. Ah, I hit my elbow. Ooh. That hurts. Ow. One sec. Ah. Pain. Okay. I don't even know how I managed to hit my elbow in the chair. Yeah, what I wanted to say is, there's a lot of story I wanted to do still. Like, the concept I have in mind is a very, and it's perhaps a weird example, but since I played the game on stream, you might know what I mean. Metal Gear Rising, and I think other Metal Gear's games to an extent as well, have a very character-focused way of storytelling, where basically you have characters that have a certain distinct personality that in some way challenges the ideals and principles of the main character. Think how Monsoon challenged Raiden's idea of what he's fighting for in his fight, or before his fight rather. Which in turn made Raiden realize that he enjoys fighting and unlocked his Ripper mode. But it's a difference. But yeah, something like that, where simply you have characters that represent certain ideas and therefore challenge how you, like the main character, thinks about these ideas. Yeah. So that's one of my first priorities, thinking about how I would like to present that in the story. And I already have a concept in mind for something where basically you are always given a choice to kill or spare bosses. And that can be used very well as one point of tension also between the two main characters. So this is one thing I want to implement relatively soon, basically having, after you fight that robot tank thing I just showed, the MS4, that you have the pilot of the thing and can decide to kill or spare it. Just as a basic, this is the choice you have to make. Introducing you to the fact that this is going to be a choice you're going to make. And yeah. Because of that, I would like to move the stage around a bit. Because I like the basic idea of the stage, but A, it is a bit short. And B, there's just, it's at the moment very monotone, very bland. And I don't mind necessarily having it a more grim, bland kind of setting. But there's just some ideas I would like to implement. For example, a marketplace, which is the original concept for the stage. Which I would like to implement as a sort of transition point to the more destroyed areas. other things I would like to implement. One thing I was thinking, but for that I would need to make a lot of sprites first, because I haven't sprited the second character yet. He has a base sprite, but he doesn't really have like animations so far, and I need to get to that. But a concept I had for the stage was that in the middle of the stage, after defeating the boss, that you switch to Sagittarius, the other character, to get a better feel, like basically just learn the ins and outs of both characters, and also just have a good first point for narrative tension between the two, because that's kind of part of the plot. The narrative tension and how they deal with that. How they learn to work together despite of that. So yeah, that's the basic idea. But I don't know quite where to start yet with that, because, well, let's look at the stage again. So far we have a basic layout, really. We have a strong enemy at the beginning, simply so you have to actually engage with the combat system. And I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with how those enemies behave so far. Currently they are relatively simple. They move around, and when they spot you, they dash forward. I think they're a bit difficult to dodge if they're close to you already. So I think this might need some AI overhaul. And I think the spheres have the issue that they move a bit too much, in the sense of they move even if you aren't near them, so their starting position isn't predictable. Which is one issue that needs to be taken care of. Like, for example, the fact that they turn around immediately after dashing is a big issue, because that means they don't really have a phase where they're weak, unless they are just idling, which ideally they should never idle when they see you. So yeah, the AI is currently one issue I'm not quite happy with. The sphere I is again mostly fine. It's just they move even when you don't see them, so you can't really predict where they are. By the way, an interesting system. I have an animation system that basically splits the player in two pieces, so I can animate the upper body without animating, while having a different animation for the legs. So I can jump and attack, walk and attack without any issue. I'm not quite happy about the lighting as well. We haven't really done much with lighting, but I just think the stage should be a bit dark in general. Which is... I mean, obviously we can take care of that later, but it wasn't a big priority to get a playable... when your priority is to get a playable demo out, but... you know... it's one of the things I need to take care of. And yeah, at the moment I'm just showing off a lot because, you know, explaining everything. I'm going to get working in a sec. We need to find out why this enemy doesn't attack. It's been an issue that popped up every now and again, but usually it was fine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's just frustrating. Because I'm pretty sure in the final build now, it doesn't attack. Which, yeah, might be an issue. There is a build where it does attack, so... Again, I'm also not totally sure on all the sound effects. Or visual effects, for that matter. I want to have a health upgrade or something later here, or health pickup at least. Just to encourage the player a bit to jump over here. But the thing is, because the spheres here move before you see them, they can easily block your dash. Because you're supposed to get over there with an air dash. Which is a simple trick in game dev, just to encourage learning your abilities. Have some reward that you can only reach with an ability, or some challenge that can only be done with a certain ability. Heck, the beginning of this stage has some thing like that. Because as stupid as it sounds, such a jump like this is a check for a jump that teaches the player how to jump. Mega Man X does it a lot. For example, it throws you into a pit you can only get out with wall jumping to teach you that you have a wall jump. This enemy is a bit tricky to fight, and I might I might move it to somewhere else. I kinda wanted to have the player fight those enemies in a more narrow corridor, but that enemy is really tough in narrow corridors to avoid. And especially also since it doesn't... At the moment it doesn't have a lot of wind-up and... blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't know... for its movements and attack, so... It's very difficult to predict. Which is mostly an AI issue, which is why I haven't worked much on it yet, because again... Cyric has currently done most of the coding. And yeah, I have boss music for this fight, theoretically. One thing I currently don't quite like with this, I have set up a system theoretically for those markers that Antares stands in between the... basically you see how there's one background indicator and one foreground indicator, and ideally Antares would stand between those. But that's not implemented yet. Yeah, it isn't difficult, it's just, it needs to be implemented. And I don't quite know how I feel about that animation of it turning around, but... Ouch. And yeah, there's also a game over, theoretically, but the animation is a bit bogged. A lot of things at the moment are very broken. Theoretically, this should also lead back to the title screen, but I think because I launched it via the scene directly, it doesn't know where the title screen is. I don't know. So yeah, that's the basic summary of everything. A lot of things still broken, which need to be fixed, which probably still can handle better than I can. Yeah, the state machine gets a bit confused. Fine. But yeah, that's the basic. This trigger just changes the background, which is, as I mentioned before, one of the things I was working on. The boss has some issues with being hit that it doesn't quite know what to do then. Uh, Again, a lot of things that need to be fixed. I don't think the circle is quite centered. Hang on, I can fix it. Huh. I see. I see what the issue is. 49.5. I said 39 point. I said 49, but and 14.5. Yeah, that's more like it. Uh, why that? Because it moves the, yeah. I would need to manually move it every time, but I'm going to do that real quick because that's a small thing I can fix really easily. Uh, why doesn't it update? Weird. But now it should be correct. Yeah. Um, because then, yeah. Uh, Sorry. Um, I need to. Yeah, I should probably open my phone so I can reach it. Uh, it's just kind of difficult because I need to place it between me and my keyboard, which is slightly annoying. Where do I put this best? Ideally, I would just be able to see chat, but you know, actually, I should be able to see chat. Why is Godot? One sec, one sec. I'm just going to rescale the window real quick so I can see chat still. That's more like it. So then I don't need to use my phone to and can work on my keyboard easier. So yeah, that's just going to be a quick fix right now because you know. I just prefer it being lined up properly. Now we look if that's not right. I did not. No, that was not what I meant. Yeah, that's more like it. Um, 15.5 or probably 14.5 and 39.5. And why is it complaining here? It used to have a connection here. I need to probably fix it. I don't quite know how, but I'll figure something out. Or is that... I think I know what that is. Yeah, it just shows that it doesn't animate if you have a if you have continuous mode for the animation, which I don't usually use continuous mode because it can look weird. But I think in this case, yeah. And now the same thing again for the other animations. 39.5. And again, this is totally just me wanting it to look good and nothing else, but like the hitbox to line up properly, but might as well. Yeah, this sprite has two different versions, one for the saw up and one for it down. Theoretically, we could have handled it with a similar system to how we handled Antaro's animation, but I didn't want to do that for just free animations. Think that makes sense. What was it in attack? 42 and 18.5. And 18. Well, mine's 18, but you know. And for move, it's again the same. Actually, not quite. The saw moves while that's interesting. I completely forgot about that. I mean, it makes sense from an animation standpoint. I just forgot that I did it that way. And obviously that means I need to change this. 40.5. No, this stays the same. 39.5. And this why does it not... Why do you not... I'm probably just making a mistake somewhere, but, you know. This should be 13.5? Yeah. And that one should be 14.9, 14.5 and 39.5, not in that order. Um, I should turn on the music again. I kind of just forgot. I just had it off for a sec so you can hear the game. But you know, there isn't much to hear about the game. Like, I have one music track in the game. Eh. But yeah. I'm going to fix this and then can move on to those two are going to be 18 and 42. 42.5. But yeah, the reason I decided to do this on stream was mainly so I actually do it. Because I have a tendency to just forget doing stuff, even if I want to do it, if I don't think about it. So making it a thing I can do on stream is an easy way to remember. Even if it's, you know, not as interesting for a stream, which I don't know if it's interesting or not. You tell me, I guess. Yeah. This... now I only need to do attack up, which is the opposite of attack down, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Um, 44.5 and 4.5. Yeah. And then I just need to line that one up. Have you ever tried to eat a clock? It's very time consuming, huh? The more you know. Does it need to be 19.5? Huh, seems like it. Weird. But like, I'm not complaining, I'm confused because it was started at 18.5, I think, in the attack and like other attack animation. But I'm sure I screwed it up somewhere. It's fine. It works. Oh. Interesting. That's why. Is there something similar here as well? No. Weird. I mean, it's fine. It's just weird that the animation is different for up than down. But yeah, no, that should be aligned. Next thing on the list. I'm thinking... I should probably look into the health pickups, as weird as that sounds. to make that my priority now. But that will help a lot in later designing how I want to have the game look like. Also, I might move those two a bit closer over here, so you have to actually fight them before you do the jump. If you get what I mean. There's also a lot of particles I want to get. The background here doesn't align yet, because at the moment the background is in the same tile set, which means it's on the same layer, and it also would replace the floor if I would place background tiles behind those tiles, which leaves those gaps which look kinda bad. There are two solutions to this. Either I just make specific tiles that have the background there instead of the gap, or I make move the background tiles to their own tile set. Not quite sure how I'm going to handle it yet. We might handle that here. By the way, if you want to give any feedback at all, or any suggestions and anything, I'm more than glad for any help. It's like, I have a rough idea of what I'm doing, but having more opinions would always help. But yeah. At the moment I'm focusing a lot on the level design, I think. Like here would be a good point for having a transition to like a more market area and then switching over to the boss arena. But I need to design the marketplace. I also need to get more, you know, decorations, basically. Which I'm thinking about how I'm going to handle that. I could make, I could move the background tiles to their own. One sec. I'm just thinking about something. I'm also not sure if I want to have an outline for those background tiles, in which case I would need to make an entire tile set for them, which is a bit overkill, but at the same time it could have the advantage of, you know, making it easier to work with. Sorry, by the way, if I'm currently very much in a thinking phase. There's still a lot of planning to do. I have a basic idea for this game, but there's still a lot that I haven't quite figured out on the technical end. But yeah, I think I'm going to start by reworking the energy pickup simply because it's something small I wanted to do for a while now. So let me find them really quick. Source. So look, where are they actually? You made them back then. The health pickups. UI. Util collectibles. Oh, that would help, yeah. The more interesting part for us is actually the one-up. I didn't even know we have a... I'm actually not sure if I want to have a live system. I'm not ruling it out, by the way, so I don't mind that it's in here right now. I just... we might want to do that. I completely forgot how to do that, but that doesn't matter right now. What I'm currently thinking about. Oh. Before the export or after? Extend, not export. As I said, I'm not nearly as... Okay. I thought so. I'm not nearly as in depth with Godot as Silic. I would like to be, like, I would like to know more, but... physics. First of all, we need physics. Player, do you have... Where did I put the gravity script? Did I keep it here or did I move it somewhere? I know I moved... I was thinking about moving it at some point, but I don't know if I... why did it zoom in? I might have accidentally hit control. Or something along those lines, I don't know. I know, I just thought I didn't... I wasn't even near control, that's why I'm confused. Because I don't know how I could have possibly hit control, but... Maybe something on my PC accidentally sent, I don't know. I think it was closer before. Doesn't really matter, but... it doesn't seem that gravity is here. Then it's probably in either state or movement state, one of the two. Probably movement state then. Motion state. No? Now I'm curious. Dare just miss it in player. Right, it might be an entity core. Which I completely forgot where it is. Oh, I should maybe look at the... I should maybe look at my file system. Process. Like it has to be in process, is it? If it is there, or move, one of the two. And it seems like it is here. The important part is at the moment it doesn't know when it would hit ground, so I don't know if I should just copy this one for one either. I mean, part of me thinks that it should just make the collectible an entity in that case, but like... There are so many things I just don't need here. Yeah, exactly, that was what I was thinking. If I, at the moment, give collectibles gravity, they would not... but the thing is, I don't think they should be dropping... I think they should have some... a platformer. Like the Mega Man games I played last stream. But maybe not quite as punishing. I don't know yet. It's also more melee at the moment, like melee combat focused, although I want to add a second character later that has more range attacks. I can actually show you how the game plays, in fact. I should maybe let him finish the sentence at least. Okay, now we can stop the song. Yeah. Maybe not in this scene. Currently it doesn't have music for most things. There is some music. But yeah, at the moment it's very basic. That was awkward. Awkward behavior. I also want to update this jump animation later to have a bit more movement in the arms, but when I made it I was like, I wanted to have a jump animation, but I didn't want to, you know, spend too much time on it. So I made it relatively simple. It works for now, but a lot of it is still a bit broken. But like, you have an animation system to attack while moving or jumping, which is like the big thing here. And there's a boss, of course. Which is probably the coolest thing here. I still think the boss does a bit too much damage. And it doesn't quite know how to handle being hit. But yeah, the missiles drop health, so you can easier deal with the boss. At the moment a bit too easy because it just breaks. But yeah, that's the basic idea at the moment. Also, if you want to hear the boss music, I actually, you know, have it on my PC for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's the basic gameplay loop at the moment. It's a bit simple, you know, nothing too complicated yet. Mainly because we had to rush it to get it finished in time. Because that was basically our uni project for one of our subjects. And we had to get that finished technically last week, but actually Tuesday. And because we originally had a different project which we didn't have to abandon, we had 3 weeks to finish this. 4 weeks, but the last week was mainly just clean up after the presentation. So yeah. How do I best do this? I need to give it collision and I need to give it gravity. And I might make it an option so that not everything has gravity. I don't think I will have realistic guns, only laser guns, mainly because I want to have more sci-fi feel. But if I do, I will check. If I ever use guns, I definitely will check how guns should sound. It just, again, not really what in this is in this game. Also, I need to check out the Spider-Man game still. Because they look really cool. Oh, great. Ads soon. Not that you would miss much, because, you know... I can imagine. I don't quite know, because I'm not really interested in guns and stuff, but I would research it before I make a gun. It doesn't matter for the guns that will appear in this game, because they're mostly, you know, laser guns and stuff, where they shouldn't make sound to begin with, so... also, ads are going to be in 3 minutes. But I don't know if I'm going to take a break for those ads, because I'm not doing much right now anyway. I'm mainly just trying to figure out how I make gravity work for the collectibles, because I want the collectibles to fall down similar to the Mega Man collectibles, simply because it looks kinda neat, you know, when they actually show some sort of gravity, like they are somehow affected by it. So they're probably going to have a gravity thing. I know I'm very eloquent today. What was it? Export variables are those that you can edit in the editor, right? Without needing to go to the script. I mean, true. Can I tell it to be an export boolean? No. What? I mean, obviously I can make it type bool. I just, since it has export enum, I wasn't sure if, you know, I need to specify it somehow. But I know enum are, like, enums are weird. Okay, good to know. I mean, I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's important. But yeah, we're probably going to take a break in like a minute. Just so I can, you know, get a stretch in and stuff. Makes sense. But yeah, since we are going to have ads in a few minutes, I'll be right back. Well then, let us let us continue. I suppose. Uh, I need to figure out how I best. By the way, can you hear the fan? No, fan. I have a fan running, so it's so hot. But if you can't hear it, I would turn it off. But it doesn't seem to be, like, the mic doesn't seem to pick it up, so I hope it's fine. No way. But yeah. Basically, I need to somehow figure out when, like, gravity part is relatively simple, but I need to figure out, when to, stop falling, basically. And for that, I think I need a, ray trace, like, some way to detect, for that I need to go into the viewport. There are different types of collectibles as well, which is also important. Because, you know. They have different sizes. But I think it's not too big of a deal, because the most they go is one below. So it should be fine. But yeah, what I need to do is add and detect a child node. What was it? Raycast 2D. Not quite as long. I think that should be enough. Or does it need to be lower than... why exactly? It shouldn't float, you know. And it might just be me being dumb with Godot again. True. Fair. Actually, we don't need to rename it. No one is ever going to see this again. No one. Not even myself. So first of all, if gravity uses gravity, then I could name it that way, but you know. Then I just steal this from the entity core. Yoink. Then I need to declare velocity, because, you know, if I steal stuff, I should steal it properly. Velocity, gravity. Was still delta. Delta's more complicated. But also conveniently already there, so. Because the delta is basically. I said properly, not correctly. If you quote me. I think I said properly. Doesn't matter. And now, and not. By the way, why am I using those? I thought. Rip. Yeah, I should use and. I know Godot sucks. On ready. Ray equals. To the. No, not the general concept of a raycast 2D. Specifically, this raycast 2D. Also, what was the convention for that? Yeah. So now that that's stolen, and not raycast. Start. It's colliding. I know at the moment this will stop it exactly where it detects it. Like at the moment it detects. I can instead, before I do this check, can make another check. So if engine dot is editor and then like this. Okay. I don't know what it does, but still it sure has a point for telling me. But yeah, what I was going to say. Okay. You mean not... I infer from what you're explaining. But yeah, what I just wanted to say, instead of doing this, I want to do um, if raycast is colliding, raycast. Foreground. Where do I put this? I can't just say if ground is 0, because, like, I can't start with ground equals 0, because, you know, 0 is a legitimate point we could hit. The idea is that if I hit the that I first check here if raycast is colliding, then set ground to where it collided, and then check here if I'm below that point. Or rather above, but that's just weird Y things. That was my idea. Maybe I'm just stupid. There's always that slight possibility that I'm just overcomplicating things. Also, why are you not... Why? I don't understand what you mean. Does it only collide at the very tip of the raycast? But it would stop colliding after the collectible already fell through the ground in that case. Unless I move the raycast to... You know... You know what? That works. Yeah. Oh. My throat is killing me. But yeah, in that case, I just need to, wait, in that case I don't need that variable anymore. I do, but not in the if statement. I need it. Wait. No, that doesn't work. Because that would mean after you get out of the collision point, you would stop colliding, like you would start falling again. But there I can do the check. Does it know its own position? Doesn't know its own position. Or does it? Oh, it does. No, because Y. Because for all of you that don't know, the Y-axis in PCs is weird. If you have ever looked at a screen, the lower part of your screen is where Y is bigger. Because 0, 0 on most screens is the upper left corner. So that can be arranged. And it doesn't have to be ground, but ground and then as many pixels as the position is. Because the position of the collectible isn't here, it's here. So I need 3 pixels difference. So ground minus 3? Minus 3. And this is one disgusting check. Whoever allowed me to write this? I have no idea. I have no idea, it just has a sprite. There is no sprite, but it does have a sprite. I don't know where the sprite 2D comes from. I genuinely don't know. It just exists. Because that's the same exact question I asked myself when I first opened this. Where's the sprite? Why does this have a sprite? And the fact that you are asking me what renders that sprite is concerning, because you made this. You made this collectible. Well, but why? How? How did you? It just. How did this get here? How did we get here? Anyway, where are these spawned? And which scripts are they spawned specifically? Probably actually not sure. I could But I think for practical reasons there's an advantage to having it be in the center. If I want to just place it, for example. Actually, no, there's no reason. Hey, Franz, how's it going? Do I have an... I do have an animation for this now. How's it going? 9 months. I can't believe it. Actually, 9 months. That's pretty insane. I can't even believe I'm affiliate for 9 months yet. My coughing is a bit bad today. I don't quite know why. But otherwise I'm doing good. I'm working on some smaller stuff right now. Mainly because I need to get used to the project because of the way we had to rush for the project, I am not quite as familiar with the code as I would like to. I know, right? It's insane. It's like... If you told me 2 years ago that I would have... that I now would be affiliate for 9 months, I wouldn't believe you. You better. Past me better know. I would already know. I wanted to... That's the weirdest take on the grandfather paradox I have heard so far. No worries. Hope you have a good meeting. Yeah, I need to check. By the way, about the music, I haven't asked yet. Is the music too loud, too quiet? I just now realized because this song is a bit louder. I can skip that one. But yeah, I can also lower or increase the volume if you need. But yeah, I need to figure out where the health items are spawned so I can spawn them, like have enemies spawn them with gravity, for example. True, true. But yeah, I'm not quite as familiar with the code of this project as I would have liked to, because we had to rush it, so it was just smarter to have Silic, who's better at code than me, handle most of this, so I can focus more on sprites. Which is obviously now coming back to bite me when I have to figure out how stuff works. But I'm getting there. But yeah, Silic, if you know. It does kind of read that way. Do you know where the explosions, and more specifically where the health items are spawned when enemies are defeated? Or when the missiles explode in the MS4 fight? Oh, and France, when you're back, I definitely have to show you how the project looks so far. Entity core damage, I thought I checked, but I can check again. Entity core damage. No. It seems to be in process. Yeah, it seems to be here. So here, yeah, that should be moved sometime soon. I might move it later, but for now, collectible dot uses gravity equals true. Does that work? Is it collectible or collectible? I feel like I spelled it wrong, yeah. Why did I spell it that way? Why did my brain possibly think that's the correct spelling? It is especially I have it right in front of me. Why did my... You know what? Let me see if that works now. So if I defeat this enemy, bless you. That's why I need a default value for ground. That's why I originally wanted a default value for ground. Or does it remember the last collision point? In which case I just let raycast.getCollisionPoint handle it for me. Because it would fall through the ground. The thing is, if it hits the ground, like hits the ground, and then because it doesn't collide anymore with the ray, like the raycast doesn't collide anymore, it will fall through the... Okay. I suppose. Yeah. Velocity, that y, and I suppose position. But I think you can see what I'm doing because you still see this crashed screen. I should get used to closing it immediately after. Position equals raycast.getCollisionPoint +3? +3. Let's see if that works now. It spawns, but it doesn't move. Probably because it doesn't have a function to actually do anything with the velocity yet. Which, that's on me. Move function, move function, move function. The thing is, it doesn't have the move and slide function, which like. Yeah. Exactly. And since we anyway only need to focus on... actually, I should still have that in the if statement. Position equals... actually, position.y. Nah, position equals position plus velocity. That should work, right? Vector addition works, right? 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 I'm now I'm genuinely not certain. Again, it's been a while since I did platforming code for 4.0. And I don't know if it was a thing in 3.0 either, because, like 3.x, because I've been waiting so long for Godot for... Yeah, I thought so. Game Maker. Good old Game Maker. Do not use Game Maker for anything. Ever. Don't. There's not a best engine for making a game. 07 for the health pickup. Let me try that again. Just so I can see what happens. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that it's just moving too fast. I am probably not multiplying with delta. Only velocity, okay. But also to answer your other question, the raycast uses collision mask 1, I think. Physics. That should be fine,
okay.
Yeah. Let's see. And yeah, again, the enemy should probably Um, um, I think that should work now. Hopefully. Which means it will probably take... It's about that. Thank you. It's still a bit, yeah, it's still a bit... I still need to do some... You are of course right. It's -3. Also position Y and get collision point Y and realized it didn't show it. But yeah. Yeah, the enemy should probably take a quick... Why is this happening? Weird. First of all, I think plus equals instead of... But that's not the issue. Plus equals is a thing, right? -3 should be the right number. It's 3 pixels, right? -7? Wait, -8? Might be accurate. More accurate. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 5 pixels! The hell? It is -3. I think the issue is the raycast. Again, being too long. In this case. Not sure. Could I hit from inside? No. Should it be on? I think I have an idea now. But I don't know exactly what hit from inside does. But yeah, I thought so. So what I infer is that collide inside means inside the tile set, like inside the collision box. It collides, so... Or inside the raycast. I don't quite know how. But that was the issue. The moment it hit the ground, it wouldn't collide anymore, so it would fall through. So if I put it exactly on top of the ground, it wouldn't collide anymore. Yeah. Exactly. Was also what I inferred from that. So now it should work. Which is good. We should probably take care of the AI issues next. Though enemy AI is a bit complicated, so I don't know if I'm able to do that alone very well. Anyways, but it's at least worth a try. Also, I might need to rework the outlines in the background. They are a bit too solid. It's fine, you know, because of the parallax you notice that they're in the background, but it's one of those things that I would prefer being fixed. But that's a sprite thing, and I'll take care of that later. First of all, I need to think about where even is the enemy AI, first off. I'd assume each of them has their own script, so... the thing is, the issue basically comes from the fact that they can act while the player isn't on screen. Like, while they aren't on screen. Which they should probably have a range a bit more than on screen, but they should have a range in which they can't act. Like, aren't really active. Just so the player has to actually... theoretically, yes, but ideally they would be active a bit before they're on screen, but I'm not sure about that yet. We'll see. Anyways, I should probably take a break soonish, because ads are happening relatively soon. In 10 minutes, roughly. So it's not immediately a thing, I just remembered I should check that. If I already have the time looking at chat for once. Like, that's what I like about those game dev streams. I have a lot more, like, an easier time looking at things and stuff. You know, my favorite. But at the moment, again, this stream is mostly just getting used to the code myself, because most of the stuff has been handled by Silik so far. So I need to relearn the structure. Because this project looks very different from when I first started it. But yeah, visibility notifier. How do I do that? I need to... This is one of those things I have no idea about. Like, there's visibility, but I don't know... Also, arguably, enemies should be able to respawn, but it's a different issue. That's more complicated, and I think I'll leave that to Silik. Oh, I see. Enemy base, which is probably under enemies. Agile node, visibility node. Interesting. Square. Oh. Again, I think it's fine, but... can skip Square songs, just so we don't get into trouble with copyright song. I kind of forgot about that, but again, it should be fine. Ideally, at some point for game dev streams, I would anyway use my own music. But, for that, I first need to compose a bit more. Yeah. I guess the visible on screen notifier, not a enabler. Because I don't know what he would enable. Like what we would enable. What it would enable. Or arguably the entity core. I mean, we can try it. Sorry. My throat is just a bit... what would I enable? No tab for signals. We would want the screen enter. So connect to entity core and connect that one to entity core. And then I guess deactivate active. Like activate and deactivate. I don't actually think we should disable them when they exit the screen, but I'm not sure. Because there's no point in really deactivating them, it's just about that they first, when they appear, aren't already, like, somewhere else. Wait. Oh, because I tried to run the enemy base. Combat is still a bit weird. A, because I think I need to increase the length of the sword. It's too short to have effectively hit something in combat. So that's something I need to take care of. Did I get healed by that? That didn't look like I was. But I'm genuinely not sure. No, I was healed. Just looked weird. But yeah, that seems to work a lot better. Yeah, given our track records with things breaking, honestly, does it break the boss though? Nope. The boss is, however, very confused about the fact that I just hit him. Compliment myself. Compliment for myself. That's the first time anyone redeemed it. Let me think for a sec. I think, especially the stream showed me, in terms of game dev stuff, I'm relatively good at spontaneous decision making, basically. Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do today, like, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to tackle in order, but honestly, I've just focused on a lot of small things that need fixing, that, like this, for example, with the enemy tracker and enemy activation, really made it quick and like was a quick fix, but already improved gameplay a lot by just making enemies more predictable. I don't know if that's a good compliment or not. You can tell me. Hey Dukin, how's it going? The music doesn't loop at the moment, does it? Also, the boss is still broken, which is probably the next thing I should take. Oh, the game is just... Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, goodness. Oh. Oh, boy. I think I found my next priority on the topic. We should find out what's wrong with this boss. It's something about the hurt state that just, like, it being hurt, that just doesn't work. Like, as you can see, it loses collision, it doesn't move anymore, the boss isn't detected as a boss. I'm surprised the boss bar even shows still. Which, by the way, I need to move those up as well. Which is also an easy fix that I couldn't probably take care of. But one after the other. But yeah, to get back to the compliment, I guess my compliment is in my opinion, I'm relatively good at judging how easy and quick a fix is for me, and giving things priorities. But yeah, I need to look into this. On that note. Your script, please. Possible. In which case I should probably implement in enemy base an exception in that script for bosses. Where was it? Where did I put? Not in the state machine. Why am I here? Entity core. That's also why I kinda didn't want to have this for now. I might take care of that, like, we might use it for something else later, but I don't think having the enemies stop doing things when they move out of... Oh, I again opened the wrong scene. That's kinda the one issue I have with Godot, which is just me not... but yeah, now if I were to move him out of... I'm not sure if that changed anything, to be honest. Weird. Possible. So... disconnect screen exit. Okay, that's not what he meant. Wait. Like this? Clear that. Okay. Okay, now they don't. Yeah, now it seems to work. Also the debugger is screaming at me, but, you know. The visible on screen. Yeah. The note didn't like that. I mean, it's fine? Question mark? I mean, what if I give it itself? Because it is unnecessary after. And then I need to check. Okay. So what do you suggest instead? Ignoring it for now? I mean, it doesn't stop the program from running, so potentially, I mean, yeah. Sure. I can do that. Like this? Yeah, that sounds fun. Luckily that's not my issue or something, I don't know. It will be my issue. Uh, now they're doing stuff though, even if I don't see them. I know one of them is very close here. So if it... weird. I don't know why that one sphere appeared. Might also just have been that I accidentally got it on screen. I don't know. I mean, that sphere doesn't do anything because its AI is broken. Like, its firing is broken. Yeah, now they're doing stuff without me. So now we are basically back to square one. I mean, yes, because I wanted it to... I thought they start off as false, like active false, that's why. Because I assumed that would be how they are designed. And that one still doesn't know what to do once I actually hit it. Which is very bad for a boss if it just completely has a mental breakdown after you hit it once. Also that it drops health is kinda hilarious. I'll take care of that. Again, all in time. Yeah, Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break to run ads and then I'll be right back. If ads didn't run already, I don't know. Didn't quite pay attention. But yeah, I'll be right back. Well then, let's get back to this, shall we? Um, oh, that's again a Final Fantasy song, which we probably shouldn't use because Square might or might not bob us for it. You know, smack with the hammer. But yeah, I need to find out whether. First of all, I need to figure out how I want to do the triggering, like the trigger for the entities, so they are only active when. Well, they said active previously. Would be interesting to know. Because I don't think they should actually be set active in on ready. Like in ready. Because while I get that theoretically they should be active from the beginning, that's why we have them, the whole... I think that's just a smarter way to handling it than turning them off whenever they are off screen, because once we've seen them it would be weird if they don't do anything when we don't see them. So that should work now. Well, you weren't on screen. Why did you... Why were they doing something? That's not where... Why... How did I break it even more? You're probably right, so I should probably move that to... No? I guess not. State machine is ready. That's weird. Initialize, yeah. So I probably should remove that. And instead, connect the signal as well, I suppose. Yeah. Seems very complicated. I mean, I could probably make it work the way I'm currently thinking, but it would... Yeah. Which for now I'm probably going to do. Probably not the best way to handle this, but... I just want to see how that would turn out. That sure does have some unforeseen consequences, huh? You know, you have an excellent point. I mean, I could probably throw that into the player script. But the player also has an entity core. So it shouldn't matter, because this entity core should be on screen, naturally. But he uses an entity. Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can at the moment add it as a child node, it's fine. Won't have any lasting consequences later. That was the wrong scene. This entire system is so scuffed, to be honest. It needs a major rework anyway. It's fine, I'm at the moment just trying to make it work in a way that, you know... I'm more curious about what the consequences of it is if it goes, like, if it can go wrong. Right now. Because you mentioned that the animations of the boss could break. If he goes off screen. So it would maybe be smart to be able to test that, but you know. Because the system is a bit more complicated than I maybe have thought initially. Afterwards we can find out why the boss just has a mental breakdown after being hit. To be fair, most enemies seem to kind of give up on most of the AI after. So it's kind of weird. Although the boss is the only one that just completely breaks down. No, that wasn't anything the boss did, that was just me being bad at jumping. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. But yeah. I hope I don't get hit by any explosions. That was lucky. I would like to find out why the boss just breaks down if I hit it. Because for some reason it just stops completely doing anything. So yeah, it's definitely the hurt state. Something about it is wrong. At least for the boss. For this boss, at least. Which is another thing we're probably going... It could be that it doesn't have a hurt animation, so it doesn't really know what to do with that. But that shouldn't really matter. Yeah, that shouldn't kill the AI. Anyway, I can start music again. It just... The thing is, I don't even know how it gets into the hurt state, because there is not really a way to get into the hurt state for this. Like, I don't think its state machine actually has any... It might be an entity core damage, yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Lower, probably. Why am I in a state machine again? Entity core, damage. Yeah, it tells it here to emit a hurt state, which usually works, but not in this specific case. What I'm thinking is we could make another category for entities called heavy or something, where they don't have a hurt state. Like they don't flinch or whatever. So they don't need a hurt state. Because I don't think making an exception for this one boss is smart, but there will be more enemies that need that exception. Like everything that's too heavy to really... and heck, maybe even not heavy enemies. Grounded enemies, or even... I mean... That's basically the same concept, but applied differently. Like, my concept is more... Actually, I don't know if there's a difference. The thing is, I would just make it as an onReady variable for entity core. I don't know if that's what you mean. That was what I was thinking. Not on ready export, yeah. I'm just brain, you know. Export variable heavy or is heavy. Per default false. Or takes knockback. We can also call it that. Doesn't really matter. That's probably a bigger rewrite though. Like it might be a bigger rewrite. Which I mean... we need to rework the state machine at some point anyway. Like we're going to clean it up off stream probably. But I just want to, at the moment, get a feel for it. So I can better plan out my next steps. If you get what I mean. If I have an idea how... decide... where would you put it, is the question. Probably in... change state, but... you basically want to... you want to have this basically as a... or... yeah. I'm not sure what you mean. Because that's probably something I haven't worked with much. I might also think, by the way, at some point to have Silic chat, like talk on stream for those streams, simply so he can scream live at me instead of trying to fix it in chat. What Silic has not said in that last message is, "You are so dumb." Which, to be fair, is deserved, but... Where did I want to put this in... I got a message on my phone for something. Hang on. Okay. Decide next stage in here. Wow. Sorry. Just had to check what that message was. If subject has method decide next stage, return subject dot decide next stage dot last stage. So there's somewhere last state that I should return. No, So, no, I still don't quite understand what you mean with that. I get what it means, but like, I quite understand if I understand the understanding. I'm so dumb. You give it a last state with a string. Okay, let's try to solve this actually like a smart person. It wants a method that takes as input a state name. Yeah, I suppose. So we make a method. You told me state machine. That was why I was confused. So we want here in but that would explain. Let us decide next state, yeah. Yeah. And I call it here. So what we want is a hook to. So in the side next string we want to maybe I'm just slow. I think it's starting to click. So if it doesn't have a non-damage, or what? Or if it has one, because no, it needs to have one so it can handle damage. Right? Am I understanding now, or am I still stupid? Exactly. So if we have an on-damage method in here, channels how it takes damage. I'm probably shouldn't do it down here, but it's fine. Yo, how's it going? I'm just working on the game right now. I can show you what we have so far. It's a bit. I'm going to remove the function for that. Uh, it's a bit broken still, but like I can show what I have so far. Also, hope you have a great day at work then. But yeah, it's a basic platform at the moment. Uh, with some sound effects, not a lot. A dash and everything. We changed by now that enemies only act if they are on, like they only start acting when they get on screen. Before that, they don't do anything. And otherwise, yeah, it's still a lot of broken stuff, you know. Still stuff I need to fix, and we need to fix, like Silicon and I. But we have a basic level setup for an opening stage, which will probably get some rework still. So I can easier, you know, work with it. And I just want it to be a bit longer. But yeah, we also have a boss, which theoretically works. It kind of breaks sometimes when it gets hit, like that. Which I should maybe have waited until I actually showed up. Yeah, I'm impressed with this simply because we got it done in like 4 weeks, which is insane speed for, at least for me. I'm not the fastest, you know. There are still some bugs, like the dash animation only stops if you like fall or do something, which is kind of weird. Like there are still a lot of small things that need to be fixed because the animation system is simply a bit complicated. Because again, it uses 2 different sprites for different pieces of the character, so I can put them together and animate them separately. Which was the basic idea how I designed the system. I also am not quite sure about the sound effects yet. Like some of them are fine, some of them I would rework. But yeah. And again, we have the boss which can attack theoretically if it doesn't get confused by me hitting it. It even has indicators for like the missiles and stuff. And it's going to need a bit more work, obviously, but I like this as a beginning. It's far from finished, but a neat start. And I need to fix why this is happening, which is what I'm currently trying to do, but yeah. But yeah, thank you for saying hi. I know you're busy, work and stuff, but hope you have a great day at work. And I hope you get your PC stuff fixed soon. I know it's a pain. Yeah. I need to figure out where Thank you. Again, it still needs some work, but I like where we are so far, and I'm hopeful that now that we are that far, we can push it further. Yeah. The whole situation just sounds like a pain. I really wish that on no one, so I hope it gets resolved quick. When was I? I wanted to get an on damage method. Bunk on damage. Do I need any variables? I don't. I kinda need damage you take, like, but I don't. Um, quite know how I get that. Um, Probably, yeah, from the damage function in Entity Core, because we're basically making a local version of it. Uh, because we don't want, basically, if the damage function is called in uh, Entity Core, it moves you into the hurt state. So instead, we basically want a function specifically for this boss that doesn't do that. Uh, which we might later move that into a subversion of Entity Core, like put something in between the actual boss and the Entity Core, so we have basically a heavy entity which can use that function. I think that would make sense. Uh, I don't know if Silik agrees there with me, but I also have explained it very poorly. But the basic idea is abstraction. Just throw buzzwords out. Abstraction. If you know, you know. But yeah, I think I can basically copy most of the damage function here. Like, the only thing I really need to remove is this part. Since, again, it shouldn't have a hurt state. Because the hurt state breaks it for some reason. Because it doesn't really know how to get out of it. But there are a lot of things I can just... Honestly, I can remove a lot of this. I can remove the invulnerability check. I can still keep that in Entity Core. Uh, um, I don't really need this because it turns you around, right? That's just turning you around. I think that's what it does, like knockback. Well, we don't need it either way. So that leaves us with this, which Godot health. Yeah. And with that, we are already done here. And then in Entity Core, we just, if not invulnerable, we do if, what was it called? I now understand what you were trying to explain me, and I think you explained it a bit poorly, mainly because the initial explanation made me think I need to do something at State Machine. But part of that is also just me being tech illiterate, I don't know. When was it? I just wanted to see the reference again, which Entity Core, if subject has, like if has method. It's has method. So, if, why did I go out of script? It's literally here. If subject has method on uneducated in design patterns, exactly. I'm uneducated in design patterns. If that's the case, call subject dot on damage with all the parameters of this function. So attacker, real attacker, amount, type, type, and yeah. And otherwise, I just call all of that. No, wrong direction. Uh, colon. So yeah, that should work now. You'll fix that in post. There's probably a lot Silic will go back to fix, but at the moment I'm just trying to, get back into the engine. I'm probably messing up a lot, but that's the price you pay if you don't know the game. Like if you don't know the game you used to write. Because again, Silic took a lot of the programming part over when we had to rush to get it finished. Why can't I just face you through you guys? What did I break now? I mean, yes. But the damage function is about them taking damage, not dealing damage to me. I thought. Oh wait, did I put it in the wrong function? I might have put it in the wrong. Oh right. But why are they taking damage then? If I don't take damage, why should they take damage? Wait, do I have an on damage function? But the positive news is it works. It doesn't break anymore. So it was the hurt state that broke it. Now I only need to find out why I'm invulnerable. Because as it turns out, that's a very bad thing to happen. Also, I can turn on the music again. Turns out, very likely that the player has an unhurt function. on damage. Yeah. 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 So if it returns true, it does what? Okay, so I should return false in... I need to save the result of that and then use that as an additional check. So... yeah, the music is pretty good. Gal metal in general, really good. Can recommend. If you can get a YouTube link. So okay, Brain. Because that is not quite accurate to the list of songs I use. I need to make a Google Doc at some point with all the songs. I think that would be the easiest. I'll get to that very soon. But yeah, most of that is accurate. I also have some other soundtracks I have in this playlist specifically. Again, I'll probably make a full list soon. But yeah, I need to save this somewhere. And if temp. That's the simplest way I can handle that. I need to move temp out of. I shouldn't call it temp, but I'm too lazy to think of a name right now. We can fix it later. And now I go back into this script and return false at the end of on damage. Perform damage, yeah, that's a good name. Return false. I think it returns false by default, but I'm not sure, so. And it shouldn't be void then. Does the player on damage function say what type it has? It probably says, yeah, bool. It's a boolean function after all, like it returns a boolean. Because a boolean is... One sec. One thing at a time. I'm breaking enough things as I go. No, I don't need a missile. Why is this even open? A boolean and shit tab. And what did I want to? The fuck? I think Godot doesn't like itself. And yeah, I'm going to call it perform damage. I'm just going to steal it from you real quick. From my own programmer. Like, okay, now it should work. Hopefully. I mean, obviously the enemies still work. There are two other things I need to, we should look into, which I don't know if I'm going to do that today because it's pretty warm, so I'm probably calling it soon. But what I was thinking about, one thing is while you're dashing, and if you hold the direction you're dashing in after the dash finishes, it continues to play the animation, which should be fixed soon, like at some point. And the other thing is the hurt state, as weird as it sounds, allows you too much. Like, it plays a lot of animations still, even if they shouldn't realistically be usable. Like, it still plays the attack animation, it still plays the like, it still allows you to do a lot of stuff. And it just should be more quote-unquote oppressive in the sense of it should take away more of your control in that sense. Yeah. And now I need to figure out how to... It's not that he isn't, like, active. Like, this time it isn't an issue of the AI failing, it's just... he's firing a lot of missiles. Or it, or they, or... I don't know. I haven't really decided on who or what the pilot is. It does fire a lot of missiles. More than I would have expected. We might tell it to fire less missiles. To be honest. I won. Because I was dead. Which, this is the next issue. The game over state is not very... Oh! 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 It broke. I can't tell how. And I can't show you either because it didn't show in the debug menu. It showed like here, or I don't know. How did I have no clue, to be honest. I'll have to figure that out probably off stream. This is probably going to be more complicated. But yeah, this was... I didn't get quite as much done as I would have liked to, but I found a lot of smaller things I wanted to fix that. There's one thing I wanted to fix before we leave. The collectible, the weird thing with the sprite of the collectible. Because at the moment the sprite of the collectible is... I honestly have no clue where the sprite of the collectible is, to be honest. Silic probably knows by now, but... It shouldn't be the important part. Oh, I see. Which it shouldn't be. So I can change type. I should probably make it a no 2D and then attach a sprite to the simply because that's easier to work with. And now add child node sprite to the. And that can be the sprite now. I'm going to give it per default sprites. Items. The small health. But I'm going to go into the script. First of all, add as already variable the sprite. Add already variable. No, not a car. Sprite. Sprite 2D. And then in ready, if actually that should probably be a switch case. Are there switch cases in Godot? I forgot. Yeah, it was match. That's why. I'm used to literally any other programming language. Match type. If it's health... This is where we get to another point. It should be... we should add more types. Depending on the size. Or we make a... Fine. You know, I could just check what it is. Texture. Sprite or texture. Maybe. But I'm too lazy right now. I should maybe add... I shouldn't be that lazy though. I should still add commas. That's the point where you should... maybe... yeah. Sprite texture equals... I need to know the path, right? Reload. Sprite. There are a lot of sprites. Don't worry about it. Small health. And now we copy the statement 4 more times. We don't actually have a health icon at the moment, or a health item. So for now it's going to default for the health item. I'm going to fix that in post. Don't worry about it. I'm just doing a lot of questionable things right now. Nobody should ever have allowed me to program. But they did, so now we are stuck here. Good to know. Big energy. And no, this doesn't change anything, because I haven't placed anything anywhere. Let me see, opening stage, I wanted to place one anyway. Instantiate, child scene, collectible. That collectible is now over here. There can be a collectible here, just be careful. Doesn't need to use gravity because, you know. And there's one I wanted to place all the way over here. I might even be generous and place more than one. I should maybe not go over here yet though, because the collectible I just places all the way over there. And I place another one here. No, not as child of... Collective 3 is going over there, and then I'm going to place another collectible over there. Basically leaving a trail of goodies for the player to chase after. You know, shinies, that sort of stuff. And now we see if that works. Hopefully it does. And then we need to figure out a system how we best handle how much they heal, but that's again something I can do off screen. Off stream. Because that one doesn't heal at the moment. But that's a small thing I can fix later. Because ideally it should be hard-coded how much they heal. There's. Well, I mean, I guess I could use the one I have. But yeah, I think this is all I'm going to do for today, though. In the collide function, collectible. Interesting. Alternative idea. Instead of making it complicated and needing 2 match types, I could just give it a value in the actual how much it increases which stat. I mean, I suppose. But I think that could be easier handled in the... I need to think about this. I might handle this later differently again. But you bring up a good point. I'll take care of that later. Like off stream, maybe tomorrow or something, I don't know. But yeah, I think for today that's everything. We've done a lot of stuff, like nothing too complicated yet, because again, I needed to get used to the project first again, because Silic has done a lot of the coding here. But yeah, thank you all for coming to stream. This is a project I'm very excited to work on, so obviously I'm very happy to finally get to talk about it and, you know, show it off. Yeah, I'll probably continue working on it next week. I'm not sure yet. I might do it on a different day than Wednesday. I need to figure out my schedule a bit with that. It's also soon my exams are coming up, so I might need to take a break anyway. But yeah, I'll hopefully get to let you all know on Friday or something. Because Friday I'm going to return to Persona 5. Probably. Very likely. Because I haven't been... Oh, we reached our following goal, kinda. It tells me I have 100 followers, but... that's hype. But yeah, let's find someone to raid. And I think Silic already has a suggestion. So if you want to send us there, you're very welcome to do so. I leave it up to you, though. So I guess we are rating. Yeah. We're rating Huts. Huts is a fantastic person, first of all. Does a lot for Pride and everything. Did a fundraiser recently for Bristol Pride. Raised $5,000, which is, or I don't know if dollar, I don't know which currency. I would guess pound, considering. But yeah, amazing person, amazing speedrunner who does a lot of Sonic speedruns and similar. Is currently running or practicing for Sonic CD race, I think. Oh, that is a bit curious. Maybe maybe you should ask first before we raid, just to make sure we're not raiding into anything. Because we don't want to. If there's some trouble, I don't want to, both for us, I don't want to get involved in the trouble, but also I don't want to be quote-unquote more trouble for Huts. Okay, then let's continue. Let's continue as planned. Thank you all for coming to stream. Really appreciate it, as always. Especially again with a project so close, like so important to me. Because this is the first big game project that I actually got off the ground, like got working and everything. So this is just exciting for me. Thank you all for coming to stream, and I'll see you soon.